This is how much Binance wants from Casper? That's just insane. And then, of course, it's no wonder why there's no Casper listing here. Latest updates, newest integrations, and of course, complaints about the price. All that and much more here in the video. Hey, welcome to CryptoYule, and it's crazy what's happening right now. I'm sure you've all heard about it, or if you haven't, stay tuned. It's really crazy. It's come out that Binance would list Casper, but not for free. They want a bit of money for it. In the past, such a listing cost $1 million, but now they want a certain percentage of the supply, and we're talking about several million. Insane. We'll get to that in a moment, but first let's start with a market update about Casper. We have to be honest. None of this is looking good right now. We're all speculating about when Binance will come, when Coinbase will come, when more exchanges will join in. For example, OKEx. I've been working on that for months. But honestly, the whole thing is really difficult. I hope they'll reach an agreement soon. And all I can say is that I've spoken with people from OKEx who all say, sure, we know CAS, but I honestly don't know why we haven't listed it. And when you get in touch with the listing team, they say, yes, it's in the pipeline, but we only have a few applications and we have other priorities right now. Okay. Yeah, well then things will just continue as they have been for the near future. It's not like we can't trade, that we can't do business, that we don't have any options. But with a listing on major exchanges, which are also becoming more and more well-known, especially in the Asian market, and Binance, of course, is very well-known globally, to be honest, it would definitely bring even more attention. At least there's the hope that it would attract more attention. Yeah, and then that would also be reflected in the price. We can see here in the price, this is the daily chart. It's not impressive, we have to be honest. I drew this triangle here, and after that came the crash. You all know how the crypto market has been the last few days, and of course there's been a lot of complaining. The chart is just falling. And look, Casper is broken and Casper is going down on everything. You always have to keep in mind there's also an opposing side. That means if you want the price to go up, there will always be an opposing side. And this opposing side will always tell you, well, I want the price to go down. And have here opened short positions. And here Casper Daily just posted, it's not an old post, just now saying that if Casper were to rise to 5 cents, then short positions worth almost $10 million would be liquidated. You can see it here, currently 9.98 million that are against the market, or rather that are betting the price will hold. So these short positions are really intense here, dear friends. So there's some serious shorting going on against KS here. And the whole thing is, of course, extremely interesting and could naturally lead us to say, look, if we all do another buying action here with a few $100s, then we could close out these short positions. And that's exactly what you should do in the community, and not the price is falling, everything's falling, it's all over. We need big listings. Honestly, we already have big listings. For example, Bybit.eu has already listed CAS a long time ago, and you can register at Bybit.eu. Quick note, 20 USDC. All you have to do is use the link in my video description to sign up there. That's Bybit.eu, very important. That's not Bybit.com. That's a different account, a different website. Then register, complete the task, and deposit $100 within 14 days. That's the task. Deposit $100 within the first 14 days. Receive your reward, take 20 USDC with you. So deposit $100, 100 USDC, you can easily do that. Buy CAS, you can support the CAS price with it, and you've already earned 20 USDC. That's a good deal. Check the link in the video description. And of course, we have to be honest, this price drop, naturally led to screenshots like these. Now you might be wondering, what is this supposed to tell me? Here we have this whole list: crab, octopus, fish, dolphin, and shark. And what's interesting here is that when the price dropped so drastically, there were suddenly 96 fewer crabs. Octopuses increased by 9, they probably bought in, fish increased by 4, and there were even 2 fewer sharks. It doesn't really help us at all, but if we look at the top addresses here, it's pretty striking to see how many have dropped off in the last 30 days because the chart went down, but over the last 90 days, quite a few have been added because there was a lot of buying. And of course, if some go up, then others have to go down here. So that means this fish category, with 10,000 to 100,000, it has really split up quite a bit. Specifically, 1,371 have actually increased. They bought more. And here, another 200 have dropped off. So here, it was more a case of selling. It's really, really interesting to observe what's happening here right now. And when you observe what's happening, of course, we're looking at a wallet that doesn't complain. The precious price is falling. It's over. Think of the Simpsons meme. It's over. It's over. Hey, crypto's a long journey, and if you can't handle that, well, then it's over. Then you should just get out. Let's be honest, but there's a wallet that just keeps on buying. It doesn't matter at all whether the price goes up or down. The wallet doesn't care, it just keeps accumulating diligently. The rumors that it's Wintermute still haven't been 100% confirmed. So far, it really does look like it, but accumulation just keeps going. And that's what's so curious about this wallet. Hardly anything ever goes out. That was that one withdrawal we already looked at in the last videos. If you missed the last Casper video, check it out up here. We talked about it there, that it's probably Wintermute because they made a withdrawal. But otherwise, it's just accumulating. It's crazy. Yeah, and of course that causes confusion. What is this? Is it actually a private investor? What is it? Is it a miner? But you would see it differently if these were mining inflows. It's definitely very interesting. And of course, this wallet, no need to even mention it, did really well on those crash days. These two big deposits here on November 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, incredible. So what comes in here every day? Sometimes it's just a few cents, but then you have these large amounts like $500,000, $377,000. Those were bought during the price drop. Because as you can see in the last few days, it actually became cheaper to buy CAS. Yeah, and that's why buying CAS is a good option right now. But unfortunately, you can't buy CAS everywhere because a lot of people want to buy CAS on Binance. But with Binance, yeah, there's a problem. Who doesn't know this situation? There are people in the CAS community who, let's say, have worked their way up. In the beginning, they were in the community, they were community admins, they were developers. And then at some point, they were split into specific areas. A bit of marketing, for example. There isn't a real marketing department because, of course, there's no company behind CAS. But of course, you still need certain contact persons. And then, for example, we have Wolfie, who made something public. Specifically, he made public how much Binance wants for a listing of Casper, because among other things, he takes care of listings. And that's Wolf right here in this case. This conversation was about why Casper doesn't just pay those few peanuts for a Binance listing. And as I just said, in the past, a Binance listing cost $1 million, maybe $2 million, depending on the market situation, in dollars. Yeah, that's really, really a lot of money. There were also voices, as there were in the past, and now again here and there, asking the same thing. Why not just raise the money? But after this number came out, I think that's over now. And by the way, peanuts would be in the range of 1 to 3 million. As I said, those are the old prices. 3 million was already extreme. That was a crazy market situation. But 1 to 2 million was always just normal at Binance. And here's the thing, last week they demanded from us a maximum delivery amount of 3% of the entire Casper supply. And that would mean that times 0.03. So when we calculate it based on the supply, that means they simply want 861 million CSPR, or the equivalent of $41,112,750. What the fuck? There's no other way for me to put it. That's insane. And you can see that this tweet has spread like crazy. 129,000 views. It should actually be even more, but that's why it's being made public right now. It's crazy what's happening here right now. These are just insane numbers. And of course, the community is now turning on Binance. And that's how tweets like this come about. Naturally, the community is upset. And if you convince projects, that was a listing. If CSPR is strong, the exchange will compete to list their cryptocurrency. If they give us $40 million, pay. Yeah, and what is that? People always said, and that's what I also said, normally with a project, you should focus on community, growth, volume, applications, and of course, activity on the blockchain, or in this case, BlockDeck. And up until now, it was always the case that big exchanges like Binance, which also benefit from it, let's not forget that, it's not like Binance lists Cassia, and for that we need money, we have to integrate it. That's work. And then Casper is simply listed on Binance. No, they also earn from the volume. When people trade up and down with leverage and so on. And when people buy spot there, they profit as well. It's not like they just say, yeah, that's work for us, you have to pay us for it. No, they profit from it too. And that's how it always used to be. If there was a project that climbed into the top 50, or let's say into the top 100, if there was massive volume and so on, then both sides would say, yeah, look, we have to list them because we also profit from that volume. So look, we're not doing it for free, depending on the case, especially if it's a new blockchain. Yeah, look, just give us 200,000 to 500,000. I've seen it happen. I could name you some projects. I could even, well, I'm not allowed to, but I could even show you chat excerpts here. So written correspondence, that's what it's called. I could show you written correspondence where this all happened. There are projects, and there are also projects that got listed for free. Because, well, there's massive volume there, we make money from it, so we take it. All of that exists, especially in weak market conditions. Yeah, and now they say, no, we can't just list them. Ah, look out. For 3% of your supply, but there's one thing you shouldn't misunderstand. This is a community project. There isn't wallet one here. 5 trillion in cash. That's the company wallet. With that, we pay for a Binance listing, marketing, cool stuff, buy whatever we want, and still need an awesome office. No. Here, it's a free community project where people clearly say we had fair mining here. So today we're starting. Turn on your miners, join the network, and earn your cast. Then the cast was distributed to everyone who participated in this project, and in the end, there is no company. There are context developers, in other words, people who drive the project forward. But there's no company, no marketing department, no CEO. With Cast, there's just a founder. And that's it. We have a founder whom we know by name and face. Maybe it would be better if he kept a low profile and said, no, nobody knows me and no one knows who I am. And then, well, who would you turn to if you wanted to get it listed? Nobody knows me anyway. No, the whole thing is public and everyone says, well, if we know Jonathan Sambulinski, then let's just ask him for 3% of the Casper supply. Wallet 1 belongs to him anyway. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. And that's outrageous. That's absolutely outrageous. There's no other way for me to put it. And now I can only read out a comment. And then each of you out there, so you watching this video, all of you watching this video, all of you as the Casper community, you can think about this comment and consider for yourselves, wouldn't that be something? Because after such a cheeky offer, it would actually be a good idea. And it's the comment that I like so much. So this person wrote underneath Cas community. So there's a small mistake. If you hadn't done that at the beginning, then it would have been addressed to the community as well. As it is, it really only applies to everyone who enters this $ Cas. That's the small mistake. Otherwise, maybe more people would see it. Instead of taking part in pointless polls. Jonathan Sambulinski won. Doesn't matter. Boycott. No more logins to Binance until Cas is listed. The Casper community is huge. The Casper community is strong. And the whole thing, Casper is a huge community. And if they all say, don't log me into Binance anymore, there's Bybit, there's OKEx, there are others too. Well, OKEx doesn't have Cas either, but there are other exchanges like Bitgate, for example. There are options available. And I'm simply boycotting Binance until you list Cas. All of a sudden, if everyone did that, now maybe not every one of us is a $1,000,000 trillion trader, but there are definitely people among us who bring a bit of volume. And even if it's just the DCA that runs every month with 200 euros, that would already be something Binance would notice overall. And if it's not just one person, but 100, 1,000, there are a lot of people. Just take a look at the Casper click numbers under my videos. That's quite a few people. And if each of them simply says, I'll withdraw my DCA of 50 to 200 euros a month, they'll definitely notice that. And if the community does this worldwide, because my videos are also available in English, in case you didn't know, then you can reach a lot of people. And all these people together can make sure that we hurt Binance in some way. And if then Binance says, yeah, something's weird here, what's going on? Then you just make clear and direct posts. Boycott Binance until Casper is listed. And even if in the end they just say, yeah, look, it's like, we'd love to list you, but it's really a lot of work. At least give us 1 million. Yeah, and then we come back to this tweet, and it's just peanuts. Yeah, peanuts would be 1 to 3 million. And that's what it is. It's not like Cas is saying, no, you can't pay anything. Cas would actually collect a bit from the community, or rather they also have, let's say, a wallet where some funds are set aside which can be used for something like this. So it's not like Cas is saying, yeah, for free, we have to be listed for free because we're Casper. Hello? Hello? We're Casper. We have to be listed for free. No, the point here is simply to say, clearly we want to be listed with you. You earn from the trading volume, but we can't pay 40 million. That's pretty intense. All right, enough ranting. Kaspa news, dear friends. Let's take a look at the news and see what's been happening lately. So here we have a few Casper news items included here. Node count surger, Cassia is now on Google Play. That is the Cassia app, new storage feature, Casper throughput record, so on the 5th. On October 5th, the Casper network reached over 5,700 TPS and processed a total of 158 million transactions in a single day. That was pretty crazy, right? That was really insane. So it's nice to see this again, nice to go over it here. It's great that something is happening here and that a lot is coming up. We all know it. I already mentioned it in the last video. When it comes to running nodes with Fluxnode, they have a great campaign going on. I'll put the links in the video description. So on October 27th, there were 443 online nodes, and that's up from 300 just a week before. So a lot of people are currently taking part in the campaign. As you might know, coming soon on the 7th November is Casper's birthday, and that's when they want to reach 1,000 nodes. 1,000 nodes is still a long way to go, but I think they've already broken the 500 mark by now. So that's great, really, really great. The Casper community is strong. That's why boycott Binance. Did I just say that out loud? In any case, yes, there are also more integrations, namely with Ledger, dear friends. I still have a Ledger Flex lying around here. I meant to set it up for you guys ages ago. I still haven't gotten around to it, but now Ledger has it in Ledger Live. Dear Rob worked on that. Really, thank you so much, dear Rob. He really works very, very diligently. He helped develop the Explorer and now integrated Ledger Live here as well. It's amazing what he's already done for the community. And Rob is absolutely modest. So I just have to keep mentioning you again and again. We actually know each other personally. And I can only say, you are so humble for everything you've accomplished. If people really knew all the things you've already done and what you program in your quiet little room, it's incredible. So really, a big thank you to Rob here. Thank you so much. That's why, always here, like Rob's posts, retweet them, and of course, follow him. Look, he only has 1,600 followers. Dear friends, we'll get to 2,500 at some point here. So everyone go follow Rob now. He's really building things here for the Casper community. You can see here, Casper Ecosystem Dev. I just have to mention it. So go follow him, then you'll also get the latest updates there. There's also a new update for the Tangem hardware wallet. You might have heard about it, Tangem Pay. Casper is supposed to be available there too. So theoretically, if you want, you can spend your Casper and of course pay with Casper via Tangem Pay. That's definitely very interesting. It will then be a Visa card here, a Visa Tangem. That's going to be pretty cool. I'm really curious to see when exactly it's all coming. So something is coming in the next few months and it will keep getting integrated further. And Tangem still has the 50% offer going on right now. If you buy something here, you always save 10% with the code CryptoYule and the link in the video description. The codes are included there. Currently, there's still a total of 25% off the ring if you want to get it. This beautiful ring here, or right now there's a really cool promotion. You buy one of these sets, for example, a regular set, or a stab wallet, which is very popular, and you can... Oh, it's not there anymore. What's going on? Actually, the Casper wallet was available here. Now all the Casper wallets are gone. Ah, that's a shame. The Casper wallets would actually still be available here. See, that's how I prepared for the video. Didn't even check beforehand. In any case, you can still buy a second wallet here. Or of course, just buy the Casper wallets directly on their website. The links for that are in the video description. So dear friends, what else is there left for me to say? Actually, things aren't going so badly in terms of the community except for the price. Guys, with Bitcoin, the price didn't just shoot up overnight either. Back then, they started out saying Bitcoin 1 cent, Bitcoin 2 cents, Bitcoin 5 cents, Bitcoin 2 cents, and of course, it just kept going like that. $100, yeah, $100, and if $100 is enough, then at some point it drops back to $50, then suddenly shoots up to 1,000 again. So you just have to say, there are always price jumps, of course. With Casper, there's still so much missing. The big exchanges, if you paid them, it's peanuts, 41 million. Go for it. If the Casper price keeps falling, then it's not even 41 million anymore. Sell everything. No, just kidding. It's crazy. So that's really something, that's why I had to share my opinion about it in the video. It's insane. But in general, you can see that the community is there, because the community votes for Casper every day here, so for Casper showing that the sentiment is bullish. Look, Kaspa is currently in second place on CoinMarketCap, so there are people who are actively clicking here. Yeah, voted bullish. You can come back in 24 hours. I voted bullish. Am I logged in? I'm not even logged in. Oh, it works even if you're not logged in. Yeah, everyone vote, friends. We'll probably overtake Quant. Yeah, 90.2% of all votes here, at least that's how I interpret this number, are bullish. Insane. Only Quant is a little better right now. BitTensor XRP. Yeah, those are big communities too. No question. But the Casper community is hanging in there. And Casper might not have the crazy price yet and isn't in the top 10. And that's what's so crazy. It's not a top 10 or top 20 project, and yet they're almost always up there. I've shown you this chart a few times already. It's wild. So believe in the project, believe in what's there. Because the community, the people, they're strong, they're here, and they're continuing to grow. It's not like there are fewer people saying, as the Casper is dropping, I'm leaving. No, the whole market has dropped. So people would also have to say, well, then I'll sell my ADA, my XRP, my Quant, my Bitcoin, I'm out, it's all worthless now. No, people are staying. They're just annoyed right now. And sometimes the only option is to say, yeah, Casper is dropping, Casper is finished. Writing that out maybe just helps you get your frustration off your chest. But in this community, in this chat, there are a few people, a few who are active, and then say, dude, what's the point of that? That's unnecessary. And for that person, maybe it was just something they needed to get out. Yeah, then say it to yourself, but don't write it there. That might be better. Think about it. So it's actually something pretty amazing has developed in this community, in this project, but there are still a few missing pieces to maybe make that spark even more successful. For example, 41 million. I have a wallet address. If you want to transfer something there, I don't know if it will go to Binance. So it's bad. It's awful. Friends, it's so bad. I'm just saying, stick with it. Keep at it, keep at it. Punch and Judy videos. I'm trying to do one every week now, friends. I'll try it. I'm sticking with it now. All winter long, until the end of the year, one Casper video every week. I'm staying on it. With that, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Also, check out Casper's playlist. There are some older videos in there in case you want to see how it all started. What has happened around Casper? You really have to think about what a journey this has been. I mean, the journey together with you here on the channel. It's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it so far. But yeah, it's almost over anyway. That's it. No, just kidding. With that, I want to say thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.